Okay, so we are on time. So with a note of starting on time, let me welcome you in my style. Ladies and gentlemen, I know Dr. Chattopadhyay for the last 1 or 1.5 decades now, one of the finest person on earth, pretty open-minded, and a person who with multiple number of versatile cap in his head, does immense of work in HR, in marketing. He's a professor, used to be an ex-banker. So I'll be asking our community leader, Smriti, to formally welcome Dr. Chattopadhyay. Smriti, over to you.
Yes,
Yeah, thank you so much, Arjit, for your kind words. I don't know whether I deserve all that praise. However, I'll go straight into the topic. So the topic
Hold on for a second, Subroto. Subroto,
is
we need to formally welcome you, and our
sustainable.
community leader is going to do that. So let her do it, please. Smriti, over to you.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Thank you, sir. So good evening, everyone. Today we have Dr. Subroto Chattopadhyay with us. He is a professor at University of Engineering and Management, Kolkata. He has also imparted education formally as a professor at colleges like MDI Murshidabad and Future Institute of Engineering and Management. He has also worked as assistant manager at ICICI Bank and also as a business development manager at Standard Chartered Bank. He is an excellent teacher and also an industry expert. He is also a person with great humor as well as knowledge. So now let us hear from Dr. Chattopadhyay. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we'll discuss in the next half an hour or so about how to build sustainable professional relationships, and we'll keep around 10 to 15 minutes maybe for questions. So I would request everyone to be on mute mode as the session is on. What you can do is you can put your questions, whatever you have, on your chat box, and once the question and answer session starts, we'll start taking those questions, and I'll try my level best, to the best of my knowledge, to answer those questions. So when we talk about building relationships, right? So when we talk about relationships, it starts with a minimum of 2 people and continues to any number of people, right? And I think all of us would agree that when we talk about relationship management, managing people and building relationships is perhaps the most difficult thing on the planet. Now, when we talk about relationships, it is about relationships with your peers, that is with your colleagues, with your managers, with your line managers, with your subordinates, with your superiors in your own organization. As also, you have relationships, professional relationships outside the organization with who are your external environment, so to say. So you have people from other organizations. Also, you have your channel partners in the form of your suppliers, your dealers, your distributors, retailers, and so on, right? With whom you have to maintain relationships so as to sustain business. And also you have relations with other people, with the community as a whole, as also the volunteers. Now, when we talk about professional relationships and the sustainability of the same, the first thing which I want to highlight on is very important is you dress for the role. So if you have, say for example, a business meeting, so it is expected of you that when you are meeting clients, you have to be in the proper attire, you have to be in the proper time, and you need to be fully prepared so as to address them with the right set of things that they require from their end. So it is very important to develop people skills. Now I'll tell you a small story out here. And Arijit, if you permit me, right? This was a story which I heard from the founder of Aclaris, and a person whom I respect a lot. He is Mr. Kalyan Kaur. Okay, and this story is like this. And though I'm telling it's a story, it's a real life situation. So what happened? There was a US company which actually wanted to outsource a project, and they had actually given the same project to different clients in different countries. Now they have given a particular timeline for completion of the project, and they had that project parameters and everything was in place. Now what happened is that the project, the different stages of the project was going on very fine. Now towards the end of the project, when it was almost nearing to 2 to 3 days were left, what happened is that one of the project team members was not doing very well, and he had to be hospitalized. So they thought that they were in a difficult situation. They thought that what can be done about this? Would we go ahead with the project with someone else, or would we inform the client that one of our team members is not doing well, or we would ask them for some more time, which most possibly they would not allow. So there were different alternatives. So what happened is that as was expected, they could not complete the project in time, and they met the board and the project team. They met on several occasions, and finally they decided that let's do something. Let's tell them straight away what has happened. And they said that we all do understand that since we could not complete the project, so the company would not continue to ask us to do for it. But then let us be transparent. Let us tell them that what the truth is. So they went ahead and they communicated that this was the case. Our project, one of our project team members was not keeping well, and hence we could not complete the project in time. So the company did not respond as is usual, because they are more interested in the outcome. So what was the outcome? The outcome was the project itself, the project deliverable itself, which the company could not do. So they said, okay, fair enough. What to do? We have lost this project, but again at the same time, this person was there with us for all this time, and it was a genuine cause. So they had lost all hope, and suddenly they received a communication from that company. You know what? They said that we do understand and empathize with you. We have gone through the different stages and the extent to which the project was developed, and we have found that you were very meticulous and designed it as per our expectations. Hence, we do understand your situation, and we are thinking to go ahead with you. Now, that was really a bolt from the blue, a surprise for them. So, what was the reason behind this? It was basically the trust that was important, the mutual respect, and above all, a very important factor, which is very crucial in professional relationship, which is integrity. So integrity is one of the key factors for building sustainable relationships. So it is very important for any organization to build up on trust. And when I say building up on trust, building up on mutual respect, building up on relations, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes years to build on a trust, but believe you me, it takes seconds to actually mar the relationship. So be it professional relationships, be it personal relationships, the same applies. So it is very important for individuals and organizations to connect emotionally. And many a times what happens is that even within the organization, outside the organization, right, when we are dealing with our dealers and distributors, we think that business jaisa bhi ho chahiye. Business ka matlab business, and target hai to target complete karna chahiye. But you need to also understand that what are the things that are behind it. So it is very important that the emotional connect is very important. How you go out of the way to solve people's problems, right? So many a times what happens, say for example, in a particular territory of yours, business was doing extremely well. Suddenly, because of some mishap, because of some unforeseen circumstances, the business in that particular territory slump. Now what do? How do you as a leader, how do you as a manager take on that particular situation? Would you say that would you put the entire blame on your entire channel, or would you take the initiative, be proactive, and find out that what the problem is, and to what best you can try to solve that particular situation? So many a times what happens is that we do not take things that way. We are bogged with our own problems. So it may be so that a particular manager who is a peer, who is facing difficulty in getting business in a particular month. So do we go out of the way to understand that what the problem is, and help that person to achieve his business? So it is very important to connect emotionally, to show genuine interest to solve others' problems. It is important to appreciate others and be positive. So if we are not positive, if we are not proactive, we will not be able to build on relations. So every relation is built on positivity. It is important that relationships do not only remain confined to business, because what happens is over time we just start contacting and then prospecting, and they're from the strangers. As the relation builds up, as they become a valued customer, be it B2B or B2C or whatever it is, right? It is important that we extend our help on a personal as well as business level. So both ways, the assistance should be there. The next important point that I want to discuss is about how do you behave with your colleagues. So say for example, in the dead of the night, there is a personal emergency that happens in with one of your colleague or one of your subordinates. What do you do at that point of time, right? So do you say that, I am tired of the entire day's work? So, you are in my team, that is fine, right? It is your personal problem. So, I'll talk to you tomorrow in the morning. Or do you be proactive and, as a leader, you go out and find out, what is the problem and do your own best so that, that person is able to recover from the problem. So you need to understand that how you are, acting, and that creates your own image. I already, said about mutual respect. So mutual respect is very important, right? Many a times we do not stress on, everyone's needs. So when we talk about relationships, when we talk about, needs, right? So we are confined to our own needs. We think many a times that we are working for some organization. So the organization, we are performing our own duty. Now, if I can do my business, if my team can do the business, it is fine. Now, if the organization faces a crisis, right? If I am a good performer and my team performs well, that's fine. So what I am actually trying to discuss out here is that we many a times lack ownership, mindfulness. So we have to take, things as our own. Okay. So it is our own organization, and, whatever happens in the organization, even it be with, beyond our business, if I can go out and I can solve that particular issue, why do I stop? So, I have to go beyond boundaries, and I have to, be proactive and solve problems. So that's very important. Many a times what happens is, as we go ahead up in the hierarchy, we become, closed door. And, people lower down in the middle or lower down in the hierarchy, they, despite their best intentions, cannot reach to the top. So it is very important that, see, people who are at the lowermost level, they are the ones who go out in the market. And, I'm not saying that, people in the middle or top management do not. But what I'm trying to say is that these are the people who have, first-hand information about the market. So it is very important, and especially in this turbulent times, we talked about VUCA times all this point of time, and now, we talk about COVID times. Okay. So times are always turbulent, right? So, there was recession 2008-9, and then, we talked about VUCA times, and then we talked about, so, this is the last one decade that I'm talking of, right? So, times will be turbulent, businesses would be in a crisis, but then, these are, certain skills which, if we adopt, can do wonders. So I was talking about open communication. I was talking about, open door policy. So if I am not available, if I am not approachable, then it will not be able to, for a subordinate who is maybe, 4 or 5 rungs, lower, to come to me and tell, what the problem is. So it is very important to understand. Many a times we find that, we treat the channel partners as if, they are, not part of the organization. So that's a very wrong concept. They are an extended part of the organization, and they are very much part of the organization. So it is very important to deal with them and actively listen to what their problems are and give a constructive feedback. So all these, taken together, actually leads to embracing the role of, as a leader, and someone who is empathetic, who listens to others' problems and tries to give solution in time, so that a major mishap or a major debacle can be avoided. So basically, what I was trying to say is that when we talk about professional relationships, I talk about 3 C's, which is very important. And what are these 3 C's? The first is obviously communication. So when I talk about communication, it is about communication across all levels in the organization, within the organization, and outside the organization. The next is compromise. So this is again a very, very important facet. What do I do in a particular situation? Do I go ahead and do business anyway, or do I compromise? What would be my strategy? Okay, so compromise is again a very important thing, right? When relationships are built up, it is very important to know the right time for a right decision, and what would be the outcome of the decision. So compromise is a very important characteristic. And the third most important is commitment. So say for example, you are to deliver a particular consignment at a particular time, at a particular place, to a particular dealer, right? And because of some unforeseen conditions on the maybe some road blockade or whatever it is, right? So the consignment doesn't reach in time. So what happens? How do you handle the crisis? These days, you will find almost all the companies there on social media, right? And say for example, if the customer or anyone writes something very bad about the product, so what do you do at that point of time? How do you handle those situations? There can be many a times wherein there will be grievances within the employees of your organization, and also there will be grievances. It can be different types of grievances as regards the payment, maybe your vendor payments, right? Grievances as regards receipt of the inferior quality of the product, grievances as regards maybe say the price of the product has been escalated, so there can be a grievance. So how do you handle these grievances? How do you take situations in your stride and overcome these situations? So the digital media presence is again very, coming up very important, because most of the businesses are actually going online. And how do you do your online reputation management, as I said? So that is very important in today's world. So I would just say that the 3 C's of communication is important. And when we talk about relationships, business relationships, or professional relationships, right? It is very important, as I said, trust and confidence is very important. And businesses, especially those into the services industry, right? This trust will be a very, very trust and confidence and faith. Instilling that trust will be very, very important, as the customers would prefer to stay away from any type of situation wherein they may face some sort of issues. So trust is very important. I already spoke about communication, love, and again, it is very important that you weigh your words. So what to say at what point of time, and how to say it, how to customize it, and deliver it so that the objective is satisfied. And above all, the last thing that I want to say is that one has to have a cool mind, right? So many a times what happens is we lose our own control, and because of anger we lose out on business. So it is very important to understand from the other person's end and to control our anger. So I'll keep it short and sweet. So that's all that I had to say. I'll just check Arijit. I'll just check the questions. So would you tell me the questions, or do I see from the chat box?
Well, let us have the questions first. But before we jump into the question, I would love to ask you one very specific question, at least for the new generation. When you look at the market at the moment, we lack a lot about personal communication and how to build up relationship. And today's generation, with due respect, they believe in WhatsApp chat. They believe in a lot of communication using internet. And it's a complete new kind of generation. I mean, it's called generation X, Y, Z. I don't know how to define them. But to be very honest, what is your suggestion to these young chaps who are most probably lacking the way we used to communicate? For an example, it's a Western culture. It's not bad. It's a culture that people often call their very senior guys with their name in the first meeting. So I personally prefer, when you call someone, when you communicate with someone for the first time, even though he is not that aged, I usually prefer them to call them as sir. And after that, if he says you can call me by my name, then maybe the communication start with the naming section. But that thing has been most probably wiped away from the new generation. And it's a trend of using some amount of Western communication, like buddy, dude, so like a person who is aged more than 10 years, you're calling him as dude. That's a different kind of culture. In any way, I want you to answer that, because we are getting a lot of questions. So from a perspective of a student, I think I've got first question, which is from Prashun Kumar Rao.
Arijit,
Prashun is asking one question. Hold on, Subrata. I think we have got.
So Arijit, can I take the questions one at a time, please? You have already asked a question to me.
No, don't take my question. I think you have got question in your chat box. If you want, I can. Yes, Prashun Kumar Rao is asking some question to you.
Yeah, I'll just see.
Thanks, Somik, for supporting me. I think it's giving us a lot of gap.
Yeah, so he says, Prasun Kumar Rao, my question is, as we know that once network is network, okay, so in the age of new normal, how do you as a marketer with orthodox way of connecting face-to-face shifts his connections over digital platform without losing the network? Because many of his connections may not be tech savvy. Okay. So I think, what Prasun was trying to say is that, in a country like India, right, I don't have the exact data, but I think if you're talking about internet penetration in India, it would be around 40%, right? And, 70, Arijit, am I right?
Yep.
So it would be around 40%. Now, 70% of India is rural.
Yeah.
And, around 30% is urban. So, how do you communicate to the people, who are in the remote villages and do business, right? So that's what he actually wanted to say possibly, right? So it is important, to understand that, what would be your mode of communication. And, if you are very, digitally savvy or tech savvy, that doesn't mean that, you would use only those platforms for communication.
Yes.
You need to understand that, say for example, in the rural markets, right, there are melas, there are hearts, right? And there are say for example a small caravan, maybe someone telling on a mic that so and so date this event is going to happen, right? So there are different ways of reaching to the customers. Now if you want to reach all those people through social media or digital media, it will not be possible. However, I would request Prasoon to go through the famous case studies of ITC eChoupal as to how they created ripples in the rural market, and also Hindustan Lever Project Shakti, right? And there are numerous case studies about how to reach the customers, right?
True.
So you need to understand the environment, the market environment, and you have to act accordingly. Even if you are in a territory wherein, say for example, wherein there can be a mix. So there may be orthodox people who are above the age of 60 or so, right? Wherein they are not very internet savvy, they are not very computer savvy. So how do you deal with those people? So
Super.
you need to have all of these into your harmony, right?
Super.
And you need to understand and introspect when to use at what point of time.
I think Mr. Naveen wants to say something. Naveen, you can turn on your camera. You are most
Naveen ji,
welcome
sir,
to-
you are always welcome.
Yep.
The session is over to you now.
I do not want to get into the session part, but yes, this question that Prasoon raised, I have a very pertinent answer to it. We are in
Please.
this age of new normal that we are facing right now at Lenovo. My biggest target segment are students who are willing to buy laptops. Earlier, it was from 9th or 10th standard onward for class 12 standard people, students. Now, class 3, class 4 onward, they are needing a PC because they are studying from home. The school student, preschool kids, under 5 standard kids also are looking for laptops. Now, the problem is because of the logistics and current situation, how do I reach out to those kids? How do I tell them that I have an offer, I have a product for you? So at Lenovo, what we did is a quick innovation. We have started reaching out to all possible schools and colleges, and using social media, we are reaching out to the students saying that, okay, here is a curated list of 5-6 products or 10 products. You can choose out of these products and you can go ahead and buy it. We will do you contactless delivery. Just reach to us at these following numbers. Okay. And we have done a huge Facebook campaign. And you will not believe, earlier our lead conversion from digital was less than 3%. Now it has gone up to 30% plus conversions, 10x conversion from digital media leads. Our ROI on marketing investment is over the roof. Okay, it is super effective right now. So this is the new normal. Companies, so I'll give you another perspective. We have over 500 employees who are not very tech savvy. Like most of the like Subroto sir said, the consumer may not be tech savvy. So maybe the employees, but they are learning it overnight. They have started using social media, their own digital handles on LinkedIn, Facebook, etc. in propagating this offer. We have given a simple PPT to all employees how to set up a Facebook marketplace entry. It takes few minutes to do it for a person who knows. For a person who have never tried it before, it's Greek. But now with that PPT, every employee is also posting that Lenovo laptops are available on the Facebook marketplace. So there are new things, new innovations that will happen in this time. And we have heard that old saying, necessity is the mother of invention. So it is necessary right now to invent and reach out new ways to reach out to the consumer. And that is what is happening today.
True,
So
true.
over to you.
So basically, Naveen ji, you are absolutely right. So, you need to customize according to what the market needs are, and you need to understand the nuances of the market and constantly do market research. So that is very important.
This is the ever-changing
to
world,
survive.
actually. Shubroto and
Yeah,
Because
Shubroto and Naveen. This is basically
companies are not interested to go for traditional form of advertising and communication.
yeah.
They want to go
Absolutely.
reach to people at the lowest cost. So
Right.
digital will come up in a big way in the form of communication. Now you need to understand which sort of digital medium would be suitable for you, and what you are communicating, to whom you are communicating, where you are communicating. All these things are very, very important.
Absolutely. And I'll just add one more line to it. The speed of execution is now very, very critical.
Absolutely.
Earlier, the plan, which used to be a marketing plan, used to take 15 days, 1 month to develop and then roll out creatives and all those. Now we are rolling out things in 1 day, 2 day. Because we don't have that kind of bandwidth or that kind of time, leisure of that time that we can mull over it for 15 days and then launch a new campaign. We are changing campaigns overnight and rolling it out with the creative just in
Absolutely,
24 to 48
absolutely,
hours.
absolutely.
Bang on.
In today's world, let me conclude. We have got 1 minute left. So in today's world, honestly speaking, within a month, the whole technology changes, technology upgrades. People are upgrading themselves with new normal. There will be a complete.
One has to be always on the toes.
Yes. So the way you are using
survive
it,
and sustain in the market.
yes. So way you are using it, social media is one of the tool. There are multiple different digital marketing tool that's available. Some of us are using it, some of us are not using it. So it's a combination of collaborative effort. And absolutely, it's a beautiful discussion. Thank you, Naveen ji. Thank you, Shubroto. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Prashun, for your great
Thanks to everyone.
Mr. Das, thank you so much. Let me read out from
Thanks,
Mr.
thanks.
Das' comment. Mr. Das is saying that absolutely, Shubroto and Naveen, it depends on the need of the hour. You need to modulate your strategy. Absolutely right. Thank you so much. With due note, stay tuned. We'll come back again tomorrow with another great session. Thank you so much, audience. Stay cheers.
Thank
Bye.
you, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And Arijit, thanks for hosting it.
My pleasure.